Most people drive through Franklin County, Georgia, without realizing they're passing through one of the most historically loaded pieces of ground in the entire state. No highway marker is going to stop you. No tourist trap is going to flag you down. But if you care about where Georgia actually came from, the very first chapter written after the Revolution, this is the county you need to know. Franklin County sits in the northeast corner of Georgia, anchored by the small city of Carnesville, which serves as the county seat. You're about an hour and a half northeast of Atlanta, tucked up near the South Carolina border, with Lake Hartwell shaping part of its eastern edge. The county was established on February 25, 1784, making it the first county created in Georgia after the American Revolution. And it was named for Benjamin Franklin, not a river, not a local landowner. Benjamin Franklin. That tells you something about what this place meant to the people who built it. The land itself was made available through the Treaty of Augusta in 1783, just 1 year before the county's formation. Before European settlers arrived, members of the Lower Cherokee tribe inhabited this region, and before them, people had been living on this land going back thousands of years. William Bartram, the famous naturalist and explorer, actually traveled through the area in 1773, more than a decade before the county even existed on paper. He would have walked through dense oak hickory forest, the kind of landscape that early settlers would spend the next century methodically clearing for cotton and corn. The land gave up those forests slowly, and in some places you can still see old fields reclaiming themselves. Second-growth forests pushing back in where agriculture once dominated. When Franklin County was created in 1784, it wasn't the modest 263-square-mile county it is today. It was enormous. The original boundaries of Franklin County, Georgia, covered what is now approximately 9 or 10 separate modern counties: Banks, Barrow, Clark, Jackson, Oconee, Stevens, and parts of Gwinnett, Hall, Hart, and Madison. Athens, Georgia, one of the most well-known cities in the South today, was inside Franklin County. The University of Georgia, founded in 1785, was founded on land that had been Franklin County just a year earlier. A single county, carved out of territory acquired from Native Americans in a treaty signed the year before, became the seedbed from which a massive piece of northeast Georgia grew. By 1787, some of those lands were ceded to South Carolina. Over the following decades, the boundaries kept shrinking as new counties were carved out. In its original form, Franklin County was a territorial giant. The ripple effects of that original footprint are still visible in Georgia's map today. Every county that was once inside Franklin County's original borders carries some of that founding DNA. Carnesville itself was incorporated as the county seat in 1807, named for Thomas Peter Carnes, a Revolutionary War figure who served in the Maryland line, earned a land bounty in Franklin County, and later represented the district in the U.S. House of Representatives from 1793 to 1795. The county's first courthouse was established in 1793, though its exact location has been lost to history, a small mystery that has never been solved. The county that burst states from much of northeast Georgia can't even find its own first courthouse. What Franklin County, Georgia is today is small, about 23,000 people spread across towns like Royston, Livonia, Cannon, and Carnesville. The agricultural economy that defined it for 2 centuries has given way to something quieter and harder to categorize. But the landmarks hold the story. Livonia holds the distinction of being the smallest city in the United States with an original Carnegie Library building still standing. Franklin Springs, once a pre-Civil War resort built around mineral springs, is now home to Emmanuel College. The 1906 courthouse in Carnesville still stands. The county that was once the size of a small nation is now easy to miss on a map. But the history embedded in that soil is anything but small. If Franklin County, Georgia made it onto your radar today, follow Georgia DNA. We're covering all 159 Georgia counties, and every single one of them has a story this good, waiting to be told.